Paolo Vitelli è uno degli industriali di...
Paolo Vitelli is an industrial reference point in the nautical world. He has headed up the Azimut Bonetti Group for the past 40 years. Bonetti is a historic brand, which this year celebrates 140 years of activity, and Azimut is his own creation. When did he have the idea for it? He's not sure. That idea is embedded in his adolescence, when childhood friends rented boats with outboard engines.
Nelle fotografie di quando io ero bambino a 4 anni.
In pictures I've seen from when I was 4 years old, instead of playing with sandcastles on the beach, I was hugging the outboard motor of the Evinrude 1947. So obviously I've always had this passion for boats.
Quando ho potuto esprimere quella del business, avevo 14, 15, 16 anni, mi occupavo.
As soon as I was old enough, let's say 14, 15, 16, I already had the money-making school activities under my belt, and I put the monies earned into my other passion, boats. Boats that I rented out every summer.
Dopo un po', gli amici mi chiedono come si fa a affittare una barca.
After a while, my friends would ask me, how do you rent a boat then? So the first time it happened, I said, here, just borrow mine. The second time, again I said, we're friends, just use mine. But the third time I thought, why don't I marry business and passion together and make some money out of this? And so I created a company that rented boats called Azimut.
La spinta a crescere.
The drive for growth is typical of the entrepreneur. The entrepreneur, by definition, is someone who wants to create, compare their company with the market, compare with colleagues, and want to do a little better, even regardless of the economic result. I think they want to do better because they like the idea that their business will become a reference point, and of course, better than their competitors. Then there was the moment when I said, well, I make beautiful boats, 15, 16, 14, 20 meters, but they aren't pure luxury, because pure luxury is represented by a prestigious brand.
Si è presentata l'occasione, e parlo già dell'85, di vedere che...
And so in '85, when the opportunity came and Bonetti was up for sale, I said to myself, this is a great way to make my brand Azimut, which already is a good series builder, even better by linking it with a prestigious brand.
Bravo costruttore in serie con un marchio di grandissimo prestigio. Allora ho raccolto tutti i miei risparmi, sono andato proprio coi botti.
I gathered all my savings and went with the BOT and physically put it on the judge's table and said, look, this is all I have, but above and beyond, what I have is the commitment to make an Italian brand famous all across the world. So I got Bonetti, and since then, the two brands have grown together to become the first custom built in the world now.
The
most important quality of a boat is that it shouldn't break. You aren't in the boat that often, so when you are, you shouldn't have technical problems. The second most important quality of a boat is that it should be functional. You need to be as happy on a boat as you are at home.
La terza qualità della barca.
The third is that you need to be comfortable.
La quarta.
The fourth, which for some is the most important, is that it needs to be satisfying. It needs to make you happy.
La quinta deve avere un prezzo competitivo, quindi bisogna che noi...
The fifth, it needs to be competitively priced, that you can happily buy, and moreover, it's easily resellable. For me, a boat is like a woman, a special woman. It is wonderful to think of this boat as something that is almost alive, that you've made in your imagination, created in your own image and likeness, so you really love it when you use it.
Mi sono spesso domandato perché io...
I've often wondered why I love both the sea and the mountains. The two are so far away, so different. But for me, there is a common denominator. I love nature. So when I'm at sea, I like to surround myself with the sea. And when I'm in the mountains, I like to be enveloped by the mountains. In both, I'm not one for serene navel gazing. A bit of a challenge is always welcome.
Costruire le barche è prima di tutto una passione, un piacere quando si ottengono risultati eclatanti, una sfida.
Building boats is pretty much a passion. Brilliant when you get great results. When you get results, challenging when you are still trying to get to that level. However, it is something that has to appeal. I realise that those who begin making boats don't quit. It's almost a drug, because it's one of the most creative trades, about passion, invention.
E inoltre anche un mestiere che esprime.
And is a craft that expresses the creativity and inventiveness of Italians. So it's a job well suited to an Italian.
Io credo che mio papà sia geniale in questa sua capacità.
I think my dad is brilliant in his ability to anticipate trends and timeframes and the needs of sailors, being able to look ahead.
Credo che sia qualcosa che è stato trasmesso all'interno dell'azienda.
I think it's something that has been transmitted inside of the company throughout the years, and I hope it really stays in its DNA for time to come. Because in the end, this is what makes us a little proud of being Italian. This creativity that manifests itself in creation and innovation in thinking ahead. So I hope that it remains a strong part of the DNA of this company.
Il desiderio dell'uomo è dare continuità. Per me l'azienda...
Man's desire is to keep going, and to me this company has been a great creation. So it's logical that my desire is that this creation survives.